We have all suffered the woes of bad battery life and overnight charging. Well, things are about to change. Hi, this is Abhinav Pathak from Phone Bunch, and today we'll be taking a look at the newly launched Micromax Canvas Juice. This time around, it's a different packaging from the company. It's better in quality. At the top, you have the image, and at the bottom, the name of the phone, and it has a 3000 mAh battery. Similarly, on the left, its main feature is highlighted, that it has a 3000 mAh battery. On the right, you have some more images of the smartphone. Moving over to the back of the box, you have some specs listed. The phone features a 1.3 GHz dual-core processor. It has HSPA support as well at 21 Mbps. You also have a 5-inch FWVGA display. There's 1 GB of RAM and 4 GB of internal storage. You have a 5 megapixel autofocus primary camera with a secondary 0.3 MP camera. Then you have HD playback as well as video recording. The phone supports Android 4.2 Jelly Bean and you have GPS connectivity as well. There are 3 sensors in the smartphone: light sensor, proximity sensor, as well as a gravity sensor. You can see that the phone screen is a 16.7 million colors display. So we expect great color reproduction as well. The box, as I said before, is built solidly. So let's now go ahead and open up the box to see what all is inside. I'll just open up this seal to get the box open. Alright, so that's the box open. Now let's have a look inside. At the very top of the box, you can see the Micromax Canvas Juice A77. We'll just keep that aside for the time being. Now let's have a look inside. The packaging again seems really good. So at the very top of the box, you can see a white charger, which looks really nice. Again, the build quality of the accessories too seems good. Then you have the micro USB to USB data syncing and charging cable. Again, it's white in color. That too seems good in quality. Next up is the headset. It's a very basic headset, in-ear style. Has a 3.5mm headphone jack and a single button interface to end and receive calls. Next up, we have the humongous 3000 mAh battery. Let's have a look. So it's a lithium polymer battery. Usually we get a lithium ion battery, but this time around it's a lithium polymer battery. That's 3000 mAh in capacity. And finally, we have your SAR notification, your warranty card, which you can fill, and the user manual, which might come in handy if you are using Android for the first time, and has some Micromax specific features as well. Well, that's everything you get inside the box. I'll just keep these aside and then we'll focus on the phone. Well folks, here's the Micromax Canvas Juice. Let me just take it out. The phone does have a little weight to it, but seems of very good build quality. On the left you have the volume rocker and a metallic trim finish. The volume rocker feels really sturdy. Similarly on the right you have the power lock and unlock button. Again, doesn't make any clickety sounds. At the back you have the 5 megapixel autofocus camera, single LED flash, the Micromax logo as well as the loudspeaker. The back has a nice textured look to it, where it's actually glossy. At the top you have the micro USB data syncing and charging port and the 3.5mm headphone jack. At the bottom there's nothing except a space to get the back cover off. So now let's open the back cover to see what all is there. That's the back cover open. The back cover is really built solidly, and again the finish gives it a very premium look too. Now let's keep that aside. So here the first SIM is the WCDMA or 3G SIM. The second one is your GSM SIM card, and in between you have the microSD card slot. Here you have the space for the 3000 mAh battery. We are just going to put that in and power on the smartphone for the very first time. Alright, we have put the back cover back on. The phone is really built solidly, has a nice finish to it, and although it does carry a little bit weight, it makes us feel really good to hold too. I'll just remove this plastic sheet covering the display. It has some information about the phone which we have already talked about. I'll just power it on for the very first time. While the phone is booting, let's talk a bit more about it. At the bottom you have three capacitive buttons. First is menu, home and back. At the top you have the front facing camera, some sensors and the primary earpiece. At the bottom you have the primary microphone. Now have a look at the boot animation for some time. So the phone has booted up, it booted up quite quickly, and now we have set it up too. Now let's quickly jump into settings so that we can reduce the brightness. Alright, so now we can see the screen a bit more clearly. I'll just increase it a bit more. Alright, so here is the default launcher of the Micromax Canvas Juice. Now we'll quickly jump into settings and see what version of Android the phone is running. You can see the model number Micromax A77 and it's running Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean. Now let's quickly move over to storage. So out of the 4 GB storage, you have 1.27 GB available as internal storage and just 672 MB that's available as phone storage. Well, that's measly. Now let's get into apps so that we can see how much RAM is available on the phone. So the phone has 1 GB of RAM, and out of which about 980 MB or so is available to the OS. Well, the capacitive buttons do light up, which is a nice thing. So this is the default launcher. It has been customized a bit, but only the icons have been changed, nothing much. Here is the app drawer. Well, you have several apps installed, especially most of the Google apps are already pre-installed. You have Kingsoft Office in there as well. The phone seems to be performing really good as it has just booted up. Well, that was the first look, hands-on and unboxing of the Micromax Canvas Juice A77. The phone has good build quality. The back gives it a nice appeal and premium look as well. What remains to be seen is whether the 3000 mAh battery really stands up to its task and delivers a solid battery life, which has been lacking from most Android smartphones. Well, that's all we have for you today. Now a word about Google Plus integration into YouTube. If you want us to reply to your comments, kindly circle us on Google Plus. We are google.com/plusphonebunch. And don't forget to subscribe to us. Thank you and have a great day.